connection is important. It's what makes us who we are. Family is connection. It means having people that are there for you no matter what, through thick and thin, through good and bad, and all the ups and downs. Circumstances and situations may change, but your foundation, your family, is always there. When you were younger, your parents are exactly who you want them to be, right? And as you get older, you see them less as heroes and more as humans. It's not a bad thing, just a part of life everyone will go through. But in realizing that they're just another person with their own problems and struggles, you find the strength they've given you, so that even with all the madness happening in the world, you have the strength to move forward. And with you, you carry the lessons you've learned, the lessons they've taught you. To my core connections, my superheroes turned human, thank you, because I know I'm on my way to something great.
Before another sunrise wakes me, before another night is gone, I'll find out where this highway takes me. You know I've gotta travel on, left my troubles all behind me. Back there when I climbed on board, Jordan River's where you'll find me. It's wide but not too wide to ford. And as I'm going along, I carry with me promises that can't go wrong. As I travel on, as I travel on, left my troubles all behind me. Back there when I climbed on board, Jordan River's where you'll find me. It's wide but not too wide to ford. And as I'm going along, I'll carry with me promises that can't go wrong. As I travel on, as I travel on my way.
It was over. Never gonna happen. All the blood, sweat, and tears for nothing. My show was canceled. I felt like my purpose was canceled. Knowing that rehearsal was the prize for getting through the school day made it all worth it. There was always a zing of electricity in the air, and anxious waiting for the school bell to ring so that I could rush through the halls with vigor to get to rehearsal. Life was exciting. The feeling you got walking up to the stage and presenting your passion may be predictable, but still it was comforting to know that at the end of each day I could escape to a place where I could be my purest self. Then, so suddenly, it was gone, stripped away before anyone knew what was happening. And that was hard, but we made the most of it. The cast did a video call every day. We would go through lines and you would sing your part when it was your turn. Like a rehearsal, but freer. At first it was good just to see familiar smiling faces, but as the weeks pressed on, an empty place inside of me filled that I didn't even realize was there. I was doing something that I loved again, and the excitement for rehearsal was preserved. We were physically alone, quarantined at home, but still connected in a way. We practiced even though we knew we'd never actually get to perform our work for an audience. Through those calls, a family of performers banded together and created something magical. I became closer to people I hadn't been close to before. For me, those calls were like a life raft in the middle of this coronavirus ocean of doom and sameness. It brought me happiness in a time of uncertainty. I was part of something bigger than just myself. And that's what art does. Art gives you a sense of belonging and happiness. It's something meaningful, Not to mention, it's a fun way to connect with others. Even if you feel down, others can lift you up. Your friends, your community, everyone needs that place of hope. That place that brings happiness and comfort. A place where you can focus on you. I need a place where I can go, where I can whisper what I know, where I can whisper who I like, and where I go to say them. I need a place where I can hide, where no one sees my life inside, where I can make my plans and write them down so I can read them. A place where I can bid my heart beat still and it will mind me. A place where I can go when I am lost, and there I'll find me. I need a place to spend the day where no one says to go or stay, where I can take my pen and draw the girl I mean to be.
I love structure. I love knowing exactly what I'm supposed to do and who's going to be with me and what time I have to be there and what I'm working towards. I love goals and standards and checkpoints, things to do, people to see, tasks, assignments. You might say I'm a little type A, but I love all of it. Lay me out an itemized, color-coded spreadsheet and I might just be okay. Certainty is comfortable, knowing what tomorrow will bring. I hate surprise parties. I double check my suitcase 20 times before I leave on vacation. Hell, I double check the questions on every single Google form I ever submit. Without that certainty, that plan, I don't know what to do. I panic. If I have to prioritize on my own or set my own goals, I freeze. I think of the worst possible thing that could happen and then multiply that by 10 because that'll be pretty damn close to the reality if I don't have structure. And obviously the universe has some sort of vendetta against me because here we are. There's no certainty, no plan, no structure or schedule or spreadsheets to follow. I have to do it myself. Every day is different and unpredictable. I hate it. Every once in a while, life comes together just the way I wanted it to. A little gift from the universe. Here you go. A nice treat to make up for the panic attack I caused you yesterday. And because I'm a pushover, I eat it right out of the universe's hands. Because I think I finally did something right. I finally did it. I can do life. And then life immediately smacks me in the face. But for those brief smiling moments, being accepted into college, curtain call on closing night, or the empty echo at the end of a concert, I get to be a part of that universe. I'm a part of that. Aren't I? One day we're just like Leave It to Beaver. One day it's just a typical life. And then he's off on a trip to Jamieland, staring catatonic out the window, barely even breathing all the while. And then he'll smile, his eyes light up and deep deep within the ground. Without a sound, a moment comes to life, and I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. Next day, it's just like it never happened. We're making dinners, we're making plans. Then he gets on the mule train to Jamie Land. Handful after handful of Doritos, circling the apartment, logging miles. And then he smiles, his eyes light up, and how can I complain? Yes, he's insane, but look what he can do, and I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. And it's true, I tend to follow in his stride. Instead of side by side, I take his cue. True, but there's no question, there's no doubt. I said I'd stick it out and follow through. And when I do, then he smiles, and where else can I go? I didn't know the rules do not apply. And then he smiles, and nothing else makes sense, while he invents the world that's passing by. And I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. Aren't I? I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that.
I'd never felt alone before. Without human contact, my life seemed menial, pointless. I needed something to get me out of bed in the morning. Do you know what that was? Art. Art is the one reason I'm still happy, which seems silly to say because art, theater, and dance have always been a constant in my life, but still. Now, everything has changed. Nothing seems to be the same. But still being able to take my theater classes online allowed me to gain the feeling of being accomplished again. It was the challenge I needed to reinvent my quarantine experience. It was also a nice reminder of when life wasn't such a disaster and we weren't stuck on our couch for months on end. When I'm reminded of what I have to be grateful for, it makes me happy. These reminders can be simple. Sunset in the backyard, a video call with my best friend, or a good book. When I forget to take stock of the greatness life gives me, I lose meaning. I lose purpose. Now I realize how much I truly have to be grateful for. Taking stock of what I have and what I haven't. What do I find? The things I have will keep me satisfied. Checking up on what I have and what I haven't. What do I find? A healthy balance on the credit side. Got no diamond, got no pearl, still I think I'm a lucky girl. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Got no mansion, got no yacht, still I'm happy with what I got. I got the checkbooks, got no banks. Still, I'd like to express my thanks. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. With the sun in the morning and the moon in the evening, I'm alright. Sunshine gives me a lovely day. Moonlight gives me the Milky Way. Got no diamond, got no pearl. Still, I think I'm a lucky girl. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. With the sun in the morning and the moon in the evening, I'm alright.
In a way, I'm jealous of birds. They're able to escape from all their problems by just flying away. Lord knows I felt like doing that on more than one occasion, probably with no greater urge than right at the end of high school. That time of your life is a real pain, isn't it? All those changes, all those goodbyes you have to make. I likely had it worse than a lot of people, since I was not only going out of state, but I had a lot of additional personal issues to resolve and persevere through. It's a lot to handle, and I wanted to just fly away, wouldn't you? Still, in struggling through, I became a phoenix, soaring over the ashes of that last month to become something greater. And there's probably no greater indicator of that than with theater. Now, theater has always been a part of my life, but it wasn't until this last month that I finally saw theater at its full potential and the messages it could communicate with people. Thanks to this rebirth of mine, I fully started embracing the performer that I was always meant to be, and the lessons of that painful month helped me to grow in ways I previously thought unimaginable. Over the past 3 years, my passion has helped me to survive many a personal struggle, and it has reminded me that there is always something positive to look forward to. Even in this crisis, when the very future of theater itself is in doubt, I know that it will come back stronger than ever, just like a phoenix, full of life and ready to fly upward. The bird flies east, the bird flies west, but he pays no rental where he builds his nest. And I run my business identically. No assets, no capital, nothing but me. When your shoes need soling, and you're standing on the town, and your girl says, please forget her. When you're on rock bottom, and you can't go down, any change is for the better. When your job folds up, and your pants wear thin, and you're down on the bottom looking up at the top. When you're a zero, when you're a has-been, then there's nowhere to go but up. To the man who has a plenty, any change is for the worse, so he plays a losing hand against the universe. But in wintry weather, when the leaves turn brown, and you think of putting poison in your cup, when you're on rock bottom, and you can't go down, can't go her way, can't go his way, can't go that way, can't go this way, then there's nowhere to go but up.
2020 is definitely not what I expected at all. I would have never seen myself experiencing a global pandemic. And on top of that, the racial inequality in America is out of control. I saw something online that said, if you're racist, we are not friends. I mean that in the worst possible way. And I was like, yeah, totally, I completely agree with that. But then I thought of some of my friends and family and other loved ones, and some of the things that they have said or done that don't sit well with me. They have been taught that it is okay to assume who someone is based on what they look like. In theory, I would be fine to sever my relationship with those I don't see eye to eye with. But for some reason, I can't. Maybe it's because I genuinely think that people can grow, but we must educate our peers. You can call me stupid for saying that, and maybe I am, because right now, when I try to explain to them what the Black Lives Matter movement is and why it is important and the issues with systemic racism in our country, it feels like I'm on the phone receiving static from the other line. But I'm going to try my absolute best to make others see clearly and come to their senses. I have to laugh. We sure put on a show. Love is passé in this day and age. How can we expect it to grow? You as the night, me as the queen. All I've got tonight is static on a screen. Come to your senses, the fancies inside are not for real if we feel as we did and I do. Can't you recall when this all began? It was only you and me. It was only me and you. But now the air is filled with confusion. We've replaced care with illusion. It's cool to be cold. Nothing lasts anymore. Love becomes disposable. This is the shape of things we cannot ignore. Come to your senses, suspense is fine. If you're just an empty image emanating out of the screen, baby, be real, you can feel again. You don't need a music box melody to know what I mean. Deep in my eyes, what do you see? Deep in my sighs, listen to me. Let the music commence from inside. Not only one sense, but use all five. Come to your senses. Come to your senses. Come to your senses. Baby, come back
If I go to Washington, will I be on my own? Because if I go to Washington, who will be my chaperone?
We always knew you
blame on me. Blame it on your daddy and mommy, 'cause depression runs in our family. I love you. Shanty and all. I think he takes out on me what he wants to take out on you. How I wish you were home. How I wish you were home. How I wish you were, wish you were here.
We love the way you grew.
How I wish you were.
Since you were born.
I couldn't be prouder.
Please let me say it one time louder. I love you. I love you. I love everything about you, baby. Maybe it's true. I love you.
Smart. What a strange word. Can we even define it? I feel as though people automatically think of the many subjects we learn in school. History or science or math. If you know about those things, then you must be smart. But there are many other ways a person can be smart. A person can be street smart or socially smart, or even be wicked knowledgeable about a specific subject. So even if I'm not the greatest at math, I can still be smart. That makes me different. There's another way that I'm different as well. Have you ever heard of a learning disability? That word, disability, it sounds so harsh, right? Almost like I should
apologize for having one. So instead, I like to say that I have a learning difference. A difference is something you can come to accept and celebrate. My learning differences are actually how I got involved in theater. Having a creative outlet to learn and grow into my confidence was very important. As a kid who learned differently, I had to find worth and security in myself. I found that I was good at some things. I was knowledgeable at some things, and I found a community that accepted me and supported me for all of my differences. It's because of the performing arts that I finally saw myself for who I was. Smart. I had always been smart, but in my own creative way. I'm good at something, but not everything, and that is okay. We all have our islands of competency. Art is my island. It is something that has always proven to me I've always been a smart girl, always made the grade, always got the gold star. I've always been a smart girl, but smart girl only gets a girl so far. You win at every single game, you want a quest, they tell you tough. If you don't go, you'll never know if you'll ever be good enough. My grand plan is that I will be remembered. My grand plan, just you wait and see. You better wise up, 'cause I'll rise up, bring on any challenge, and someday soon someone will notice me. I've always been a tough girl, always been the one not to run from a fight. I've always been a tough girl, 'cause most girls never win if they're polite. So me, I tend to stand my ground. I found I never can give in. It may not be my quest, but maybe it's mine to win. My grand plan is that I will be remembered. My grand plan, just you wait and see. You better wise up, 'cause I'll rise up, bring on any challenge, and someday soon someone will notice me. And your stepmom treats you like some free, and your dad won't give you the time of day, and your mom won't trust you with a quest. So the best thing you can do is run away. Run away. But I have a plan, and I will be remembered. I will be great. Just wait and see. You better wise up, 'cause I'll rise up, bring on any challenge, and I promise you, I swear, I don't know how or when, but I promise you, I'll never be invisible again. Someone will notice me. I've always been a smart girl.
It's opening night. You feel a rush of adrenaline the moment the lights go down, but before the overture starts. You stand there on a pitch black stage, and you feel this buzz of energy throughout the entire cast as you wait for the lights to come back up and the show to begin. That feeling is what I've been missing a lot through this time at home. In other times of hardship, the ability to create art has usually remained a constant in my life. This time is obviously much different. It is important to stay safe and healthy, something that we can only do by staying apart. That means that creating art with others just isn't the same right now. You can take virtual lessons or do a play online, but you can't connect with others the same way through a computer screen as you can in person. I wish I could just jump on a plane and fly back to what life once was like. Can you imagine that? Just going back to our old routine, getting back that old muscle memory that used to carry us through our days. Just imagine being able to use art to celebrate togetherness instead of using it as an escape. I came on 2 buses and a train. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? 2 buses and a train. Would you believe this is the first I've traveled? I come from a town, the kind of town where you live in a house till the house falls down. But if it stands up, you stay there. It's funny, but that's their way there. I came from the town of Mira, beyond the bridges of St. Clair. I guess you've never heard of Mira. It's very small, but still it's there. They have the very greenest trees and skies as bright as flame. But what I liked the best in Mira is everybody knew my name. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Everybody knew my name. A room that's strange is never cozy. A place that's strange is never sweet. I want to have a chair that knows me and walk a street that knows my feet. I'm very far from Mira now, and there's no turning back. I have to find a place, I've got to find a place where everything can be the same. A street that I can know and places I can go where everybody knows my name. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Everybody knew my name.
You want to know what's hard? Oh, stop it. Don't even let your mind go there. I'm talking about only getting to spend time with your friends through a headset, a screen, and an Xbox console. You want to know what's even harder? Oh, come on. Grow up. Anyways, how about trying to do all of that with spotty internet? It makes it really difficult when you're smack in the middle of a mission, racing down a virtual highway in your kick-ass virtual car, about to win a bunch of money, and boom! The game lags and I'm kicked out. Thanks to the crappy internet, the mission fails. It's not always my fault, but when it is my friends love saying, dude, WTF. Now we have to start over. #, #, frustrating. #, get better internet. There are so many things wrong with that sentence. No one says #. It's hashtag these days. Even when the internet is fine, we still fail the mission. No, we're not bad at the game. We just lack communication. It's hard communicating through a headset, especially when you have multiple people talking. It's like having a conversation with your eyes closed. You miss the important physical cues. You can't always decide what to say next and when to say it. Do you understand my frustration with this? Maybe I'm not explaining myself enough. It's like having the talk with your mother or your father. Remember that awful moment? I try to forget. I get chills just thinking about it. But let me explain. Not only with my words, but with a dad who uses some sign language too. Boy, flower. Girl, flower. Boy, flower, girl, flower. Oh, tell me more. I wanna know about what getting married is for. See? Fall. From girl flower. And by, baby flower. But why? Oh, tell me why. Oh, Father, tell me, Father, don't be shy. Boy flower, girl flower, love each other. Boy flower, father, girl flower, mother. Yes, but how? It's very interesting, but how? Oh, tell me now. B on boy flower. Boy flower dust gets on to B. B flies to girl flower. Dust touches girl flower. Oh, I see. No, I don't see. It's very interesting, but still not clear to me. Woman is like girl flower. Man is like a bee. And like boy flower? Man, that's me? But tell me more. I've got to know about what getting married is for. Sounds like Carrie? Sounds like Carrie. Mary. Man and woman get married? Winifred and White love each other. And then one night, yes, then one night, it's very interesting what happens in the night. What happens? What happens? Oh, tell me, Father, please. Shall I go and pick some flowers? Shall I go and catch some bees? Flower, seed, man, woman, bee, baby, small. It isn't the stork. It isn't the stork. It isn't the stork at all. Oh, life is grand. It's very interesting. I think I understand. I think I know. It's very interesting. Thank you, Father. I love you so.
My best friend and I have FaceTimed almost every day since the middle of March. We talk about how we're keeping busy, we check in with our mental health, we even talk about what we ate for breakfast. But every day, the same question arises. What is the first thing you're gonna do as soon as quarantine is over? Her answer always revolves around the beach, while mine tends to change. One day it might be go to an amusement park, the next it could just be getting coffee with friends. But most days, my answer revolves around music. I miss the energy in a room when you're writing a piece together, how it feels to nail the perfect chord, or the moment that one tricky harmony clicks into place for the first time. I miss the excitement of sharing your own music, a piece of your soul with someone for the first time. There aren't replacements for those moments, even online. But in this difficult time, I remember what the arts are at their core: connection.
Music and art is a bridge which connects the artist to the audience. It transcends time and space and, yes, coronavirus. My musician friends and I have shared original music that we've written since quarantine. A lot of that music is about loneliness, but strangely enough, as we listen to it, none of us feels alone. So what will I do once quarantine ends? I'll continue with music. I'll continue connecting. When I'm lonely or feeling dejected, I play this, and it never fails. I pretend like I'm in Ireland with Enya and the whales. When my telephone gets disconnected, or I spend every night alone, I pretend like I'm in Ireland, where the Irish bagpipes drone. Smell the grass as a rainstorm is ending. People smile while I stroll past their farms with a red-headed sailor named Brendan, and we dance without moving our arms. In a bar once I met this guy Dewey, and he bought me like 14 beers, and he told me that he was from Ireland, so I lived with him 10 years. If I squinted, he looked like my sailor through my boozy delusional fog. But he dumped me for some girl named Kayla, took my trailer and took my dog. In Ireland they know how to love you. You embrace in the misty Irish breeze. And if your Irish boy tires of you, you're allowed to shoot him in the knees. Hey, you look like that poster for Ireland. Long blonde hair and that sweet sunny face. Oh no, wait, that's the poster for Sweden. Screw it, I'll never see either place. But a girl sweet as you has a future. You have hope as each new day dawns. Girls like you always get to see Ireland. Give my love to the leprechauns.
For me, it is sometimes easier to look at the world through a half-empty glass. I am almost never positive. Being positive is hard, especially right now, being stuck in a small space with a lot of people. Physically, I am cut off from the rest of the world. There's no real interaction with other people. But instead of throwing myself a pity party, I have decided to change my attitude. I've decided to fill my cup. I've been learning to find what makes me happy, whether that be drawing or painting or singing. Anything I can put on paper or out into the world to express myself is what makes me happy lately. And you know what? When I do that, I don't feel trapped. I feel less hidden. I use art to find the positives around me that otherwise I would overlook. Art helps me accentuate the positives in life. You got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum, have faith or pandemonium, liable to walk upon the scene, to illustrate my last remark. Jonah with the whale, Noah with the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Then they said,
I'm alone in the universe, so alone in the universe. I found magic, but they won't see it. They all call me a lunatic. Okay, call me a lunatic. If I stand on my own, so be it. 'Cause I have wings, yes, I can fly around the moon and far beyond the sky. And someday soon, I know there you'll be. One small voice in the universe, one true friend in the universe, who believes in me.
I'm alone in the universe, so alone in the universe. My own planets and stars are glowing.
Alone in the universe.
No one notices anything. Not one person is listening. They don't have any way of knowing.
Nobody knows that I have wings.
I have wings.
Yes, I can fly.
I can fly
Around the moon and far beyond the sky.
Well,
Someday soon you will hear my plea. One small voice in the universe.
one true friend in the universe.
Please
believe in me.
Cause I have wings.
I have wings.
Yes, I can fly.
I can fly
Around the moon and far
beyond the sky.
Called my name and you set me free. One small voice in the universe.
One true friend in the universe. Who believes in me?
Thanks to some classic movies, the books I've read, and social media, I've heard that high school can change you. If I had my way, my entire experience would look like the movie High School Musical. Singing in the halls, counting down the days until summer, and breaking out into spontaneous dance numbers. Who wouldn't love that? Sadly, I don't think that is entirely possible. As I sit at home this summer, I've had a lot of time to think about the changes I want to make for myself. Who do I want to be, and what do I want to do? Should I dye my hair hot pink for the first day just to make a statement? Or should I only speak in a British accent just to impress people? In all seriousness, freshman year means you're one step closer to graduating. And that means one step closer to life. For me, that means being closer to choosing a career path. I would love to be a professional actor, and if I want to do that, I need more experience. Art has always been a way of expressing myself and getting to connect with my community. It gives me an opportunity to meet more people like me. It forces me out of my comfort zone. I need more of that. I want to be involved and learn more, and to be prepared for life filled with music, dance, and theater. I am tired of saying no. No to auditions, no to master classes, no to events that can help me grow and change. And you know what? This is what I want from my time in high school. I don't want to say no anymore. I don't want to hold back. no more hesitation. I want to be spontaneous and outgoing. I want to live out loud. I don't want to go along with the crowd. Don't want to live life under a cloud. Give me some air and space and the sun on my face. I want to live out loud. Don't want to be alone in the crowd. Don't want to seem peculiar and proud. I need to be as free as I know how to be. I want to live out loud. Every day, sleepwalk, lockstep, no one dares to stray. Though they may, straight-laced, shame-faced, long to break away. They're as lonely as can be. Is that what they want from me? I don't want to go along with the crowd. Don't want to live life under a cloud. Give me some air and space and the sun on my face. I want to live out loud. Don't want to be alone in the crowd. Don't want to seem peculiar and proud. Nobody wants me here, but I won't disappear. I want to live out loud. I want to run down an open shoreline. I want to join the moonlit dance. I want to swing in the branches of a tree. I want to bathe in a hidden inlet and let the breeze come and dry my hair. I want the life they took away from me. If that makes me headstrong, fine. That's a fault I'm glad is mine. I don't want to go along with the crowd. Don't want my spirit broken and bowed. Why do I have to hide what I'm feeling inside? I want to live out loud. Don't want to be alone in the crowd. I only want what I'm not allowed. Give me the wings of a bird. I'll be seen and be heard. I want to sing when my heart is full. I want to sing and I want to fly. I want to soar in the sky without a cloud. I want to live out loud.
To find a cure. It's the one piece of news I look for in every drawn-out, isolated day. A cure is a glimmer of hope. It's a solution to all of the uncertainty. The uncertainty which causes a slew of side effects, from anxiousness to sorrow to, namely, fear. When this pandemic began, I feared that my future could be determined by a non-living thing. A little viral sphere drifting through the air could destroy my lungs, ripping them out, stealing my voice. The one part of me that consistently liberates me. Heck, I consider my voice to be the vision of my future. It's a component of my college major, it's what I want my career path to entail, and most importantly, it's my emotional outlet. So, I've determined that fear can consume every ounce of energy we have. It drains us, redirecting our focus to something that the majority of us can't steadily control. So, what's the cure for fear? It's not resorting to destructive tactics and outlets. The cure is art. I mean, for one thing, art can't die. This virus destroying everything in its path can't destroy something that unifies us all. Do you know what this means? It means cancel all your parties. Forget your big parade. It means the crowds will not be cheering, so despite what you've been hearing, you can lay down your spade. It means my mother can stop crying. My rabbi's eulogy can wait. It means that Dorsey can stop beaming, and my cousin can stop dreaming of his portion of my estate. It means no, this isn't over. No, the date's not set. No, I won't wake up tomorrow drowning in my sweat. It means I've got the greatest partner any man can get. It means I'll never, ever, ever underestimate that woman, 'cause this is not over yet. Tell my uncle not to worry, tell the reaper not to hurry, make the hangman stop his drumming, 'cause I'm coming into town to win the day. Somehow I haven't, with my scheming, screwed things up beyond redeeming, and we're finally on our way. And no, this isn't over. Hell, it's just begun. Hail the resurrection of the South's least favorite son. It means I made a vow for better, and two is better than one. It means the journey ahead might get shorter. I might reach the end of my rope, but suddenly, loud as a mortar, there is hope. Finally hope. And no, this isn't over. No, we aren't through. No, there's still a million things that you and I can do. And I would never have believed it. The things I see in you. It means a man who isn't guilty doesn't have to walk the plank. It means the gallows are still vacant, and we've got my wife to thank. It means you shouldn't underestimate Lucille and Leo Frank, 'cause this is not over yet.
For some people, it's easy to make connections with others and with the world around them. For others, that can be really hard. Art can provide us with an anchor, a connection point that we can all relate to. Before quarantine, I was working as a mentor at an arts program for adults with disabilities. There, I met a 60-year-old man with Down syndrome who played the drums. I have never met anybody who loved music so much. He told me that he had been playing the drums for over 20 years, and every week I heard stories about his very first music teacher. I was touched by the impact this teacher had had on him. Teaching is important. Teaching art is important. I was able to watch my students blossom over just 4 months. You should have seen it. The confidence that was being built, the relationships being formed, the pride, the excitement. My students' experiences were being validated, their stories were being told, and I was able to watch their art come alive.
You would have liked him, Mama, you would. Mama, he makes things, Mama, they're good. Just as you said from the start, children and art, children and art. He should be happy, Mama, he's blue. What do I do? You should have seen it. It was a sight. Mama, I mean it. All color and light. I don't understand what it was, but Mama, the things that he does, they twinkle and shimmer and buzz. You would have liked them. Him. Isn't she beautiful? There she is, there she is, there she is, there she is. Mama is everywhere, he must have loved her so much. This is the family, this is the lot. After I go, this is all that you've got, honey. Wasn't she beautiful though? You would have liked her. Mama did things no one had done. Mama was funny. Mama was fun. Mama spent money when she had none. Mama said, darling, mustn't be blue. It's not so much do what you like as it is that you like what you do. Mama said, darling, don't make such a drama. A little less thinking, a little more feeling. I'm just quoting Mama. The child is so sweet and the girls are so rapturous. Isn't it lovely how artists can capture us? You would have liked her. Honey, I'm wrong. You would have loved her. Mama enjoyed things. Mama was smart. See how she glimmers. I mean from the heart. I know, honey, you don't agree, but this is our family tree. Just wait till you're there and you'll see. Listen to me. Mama was smart. Listen to Mama. Children and art. Children and art.
Do you know what's cool? Being an artist. But do you know what's even cooler? Being a young artist.
As young artists, we can explore many different types of art. We can dip our toes into the pond. No. The ocean of opportunity. We don't have to make a concrete choice of what our niche is yet. When I was about 10 years old, my parents took me to an open house tour for an arts camp that taught classes in photography, music, acting, set design, and many more. It was an artist's dream. For about 3 summers there, I took a class called Cover Band, and in this class we learned songs from one particular artist and performed them on Festival Day, a day where we celebrate ourselves as artists and our piece in the journey. It was as close to a perfect experience as you can get. When I was at this camp, they taught me how to gain confidence on the stage, and they helped me grow as a performer. When I was at this camp, there were hardly any bad days. There was always blue skies and singing bluebirds.
Blue skies smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song. Nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies from now on.
Anxiety. I know what it means because the word itself is scary. It's harsh and shrill, loud and present, immediate and demanding. It looks different in everyone because it wears many different faces. Some people who experience anxiety wear a different face every day, or several in the same day, the same hour. I know the face that I wear far too well. Every once in a while, somebody else takes the wheel. I am now in the passenger seat, a mere bystander to my own anxiety. They startle me and they throw me off balance, often without warning. It's a sudden yet irreversible change in command that becomes as blinding as the sun hanging right in front of my face, impossible to look away from. What could possibly tame such a ferocious creature for me? How am I supposed to take control, reclaim ownership of this vehicle? I know. Music, theater, dance, voice. When I'm in the presence of art being made, all of that excess noise seems to filter its way out, and it's quiet. Our brains are constantly on, and art has an alluring way of walking right up to that light switch and turning it off. For some, however, it doesn't end there. They're visual learners. They wonder what this looks like in somebody else, or what it feels like. It's a bit of a morbid curiosity, I know. I know. I know, I'll alphabetize CDs, scrub the grout in the bathroom tile, anything to take some control, make order out of chaos for a tiny little while. I'll smile a satisfied smile, Lord of all I survey, not a speck of dust, not a painting off plumb, not a cloud in the sky today. Tight rein on that tongue, boy, white knuckle grip on the slip of a thought. Everything is perfectly fine, finally perfect, blinding white sheets with hospital corners immovably taut, and peace of mind that I've bought in my usual way. Not a speck of doubt, not a smile off plumb, not a cloud in the sky today. There's a dam that I saw in a movie once, and the dam had a tiny little crack, and the crack became a bigger crack till the dam couldn't hold the water back. When the flooding stopped, not a soul in the fairy tale village below had been spared. Well, I've got plenty of spackle, no damn crackle, catch me unprepared. No, sir, I'm not scared. Just iron that wrinkled tie, smooth out that furrowed brow. Something's awry outside, but there's no need to pry into that right now. I simply won't allow any fear or dismay. Believe it doesn't hurt, believe it helps to pray, believe I just don't care, believe it's actually a blessing to be this self-aware. Believe hope's not a lie and things that need to be have been addressed. Believe there is no true goodbye, and since this shirt is so impeccably pressed, you're not really about to die. Okay, look, if I don't deny, I'll cry and cry and cry and cry till all the walls are washed away. No, I could not tolerate such disarray. So, not a crack in this dam, not a tear in this eye. Not a single cloud in the sky today.
Art creates personal relationships. It creates connection. That closeness to someone can be intoxicating, overwhelming. So much so that you would be willing to do anything just to get accustomed with that feeling. Have you ever felt that? That moment of knowing that there's something or someone that you're dying to see, but you're still separated. Sometimes by distance, other times through hardships, and right now, through a screen. During this separated time, I've often found myself thinking about how I long for that personal connection back. It's almost something that you don't appreciate until it's taken away. I find myself thinking of all of the things that I wish could be done but simply cannot be. I find myself turning to art as a comfort and a distraction from the world around me right now. Thinking of ways to distract myself from this isolation. Thinking of ways to distract myself from missing you. The sun comes up, I think about you. The coffee cup, I think about you. I want you so, it's like I'm losing my mind. The morning ends, I think about you. I talk to friends, I think about you. And do they know it's like I'm losing my mind? All afternoon doing every little chore. The thought of you stays bright. Sometimes I stand in the middle of the floor, not going left, not going right. I dim the lights and think about you. Spend sleepless nights to think about you. You said you loved me, or were you just being kind? Or am I losing my mind?
15 is a strange age. Last Christmas, I was given this book about colleges in America by my mom. Looking through this book was incredibly exciting for me, but made my future seem very real and overwhelming. I'm at this strange age where I'm not quite a kid, but I'm also not an adult, and technically I'm still in my childhood, but it feels like I have to start planning out my entire future right now. School definitely plays a big part in that. I personally really like school and what I do there, but there are so many other things to take into consideration when I'm thinking about my future. I've always been prepared for life in school to be stressful. 5 classes a day and all the projects and the homework and the assessments are definitely something that I stress about. But I've always been told that my extracurriculars should be a time to think about stuff other than academics to relieve my stress. But recently, it seems that anything I'm not good at or don't want to take seriously isn't something worth doing. I feel like I don't have the time to put the effort into something new. Even if I do, can I get good enough at that thing for it to matter? I feel like I'm stuck in decisions that I made 5 to 10 years ago. And I feel like I'm stuck in this routine of doing the same things month after month and year after year, even if I don't like them. And that is why I'm so grateful for art. Art helps me calm down and feel relaxed. It gives me a happier place and a way to relieve my stress. It helps me break free from that routine and feel free. I'm trapped in a house that's sad and lonely, on a street named Maine, but you could call it only. Is it rude to say I'd volunteer for a day of fun just once a year? I'd fly the coop if only I could. But I've got a really bad case of being good. I'd go find trouble if there was some to get in. Ask a friend to play if I had one to let in. Nana's rocker soaring through the floor every day just like the one before. We lock ourselves behind that door. Is it wrong to wish for something more? Good girl Winnie Foster, every day is in bed at 7. Good girl Winnie Foster, every day is a well-behaved 11. But someday I'm gonna raise a little something more than heaven. Are you from the wood? I'm not allowed there. Big news, I know, I'm not allowed anywhere. Well, now's your chance to disappear. Go have fun, I'll be right here, tied to a string like a precious pearl. It's a pretty tight leash for a really good girl. Good girl Winnie Foster, every day is in bed at 7. Good girl Winnie Foster, every day is a well-behaved 11. But some days I'm gonna raise a little something more than heaven. Someday I'm gonna raise a little something more than heaven.
I like to think I'm a pretty friendly person, and a large part of that comes from my facial expressions. Whether it be the barista at Starbucks or one of my best friends, I like to greet people with a warm smile and eye contact. But I've noticed something lately. With the new health standards and regulations in place right now, the masks we wear limit our ability to express ourselves. Personally, this has been weighing on me a lot more than I would have expected. Expression is a part of human nature and a huge part of my life as an artist. Now, more than ever, I find myself turning to art as a way to express what I cannot through these masks. Painting, music, dance, these art forms remind me that there is a light at the end of this tunnel. They remind me to be grateful for all that I do have, even in these crazy times. There is still a world that smiles, even underneath all those masks, and I can't wait to get back into that world and take advantage of everything it has to offer. Let me see the world with clouds, take me to the world, out where I can push through crowds, take me to the world, a world that smiles with streets instead of aisles, where I can walk for miles with you. Take me to the world that's real, show me how it's done. Teach me how to laugh, to feel, move me to the sun. Just hold my hand whenever we arrive. Take me to the world where I can be alive. Let me see the world that smiles, take me to the world, somewhere I can walk for miles, take me to the world, with all around things growing in the ground, where birds that make a sound are birds. We shall see the world come true. We shall have the world. I won't be afraid with you. We shall have the world. Just hold my hand and know you're not alone. We shall have the world to keep, such a lovely world will we. We shall have the world forever for our own.
Have you ever looked in the mirror and seen someone that just isn't you? I mean, it's certainly not the rarest thing to happen to someone. We all experience changes through time. But while some of these changes are within our control, some of them happen regardless of if we give life the green light or not. And if you aren't the one making the decisions, then who are you? Are you simply a product of your genetics and environment with little to no say in which direction your life is pointed? I mean, I don't remember signing the bill that allowed my body to give me zero depth perception, or to make 1 foot longer than the other, or to give me an eye infection the day of recording this. I struggle with this, and I've struggled with it for as long as I can remember. I often think of what past versions of me would say about the latest model. Would they point out that I didn't get straight A's throughout college? Would they approve of all the time I spent with people I didn't like just to survive my freshman year? Would they tell me that the way that I dress is simply a way to blend into the part of the world I just happened to end up in? I don't always know what I'd tell my past, less corrupted selves. other than the fact that some things just happened. I am not in control of every little change that is made to my life, and I don't decide every part of me. But if I'm not the one making 100% of the decisions that affect my life, am I really 100% me? No. I'm a product of the experiences I've lived and the decisions I've had to make. But one thing is for certain. No one will ever be more me than me. I mean, no one will ever see the world through the exact lens that I do, regardless of what unfathomable forces have shaped that lens, because nothing is ever taken away. Sure, life gives experiences and perspectives that aren't asked for, but it only gives. And yes, life certainly gives lemons, many of which are far too sour to make lemonade with, but it gives and gives and gives. And it only adds to the collection of things that make you who you are. In the words of Khalil Gibran, life moves not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. That means that every person you have ever been, for better or for worse, is still affecting you and still affecting the way that your life is going. They're all behind you. And even though you aren't in control of every single little decision that affects your life, you now are more you than you have ever been. So you're cruising along at college, first semester winding down, and you're finally over first semester shock. Now the holidays are approaching, so it's back to your old town, back to solid ground, your family, your rock. Yeah, there's nothing like heading homeward to clear the mental fog. The photographs in your memory never blur. So you're thinking about your parents, your sister Beth and Spike, your dog. They're frozen in your head the way they were. 'Cause there's a footprint you left there, indelible and deep. It's the core of your identity, the principles you keep. Your footprint, your history, it's who you are. So you run to hug your parents, and Beth calls you a geek. And when you yell for Spike, your dad says, son, we had to put him down last week. Then it's suddenly spring vacation, and it's home you go once more. And it's hard to believe that months have come and gone. You see that familiar driveway, and you open that front door with that overwhelming feeling coming on. There's a footprint you left here, permanent and real. It's your constant, your anchor, unbendable like steel. Your footprint, your history, it's who you are. And the place looks so inviting, it's everything you'd hoped. You ask, where's my sister? Your mom says, dear, Beth and her boyfriend eloped. You'd like to think you're enlightened. You'd like to believe that you're flexible and cool. Sure, things will change while you're away at school. But you worry the foundation you've been rooted to so long is somehow less dependable, is suddenly less strong. At least you're not like a tadpole, one of 3,000 eggs his mom unloads, who never gets to meet his parent toads. Yeah, at least you're not like that. No, you still got your footprint on that threadbare welcome mat, and a place to hang your hat. So your life hums along at college, and your worries slowly dim. Opportunities to go home become more rare. You hear your mom has a brand new hairdo, and your bedroom's now a gym. Your dad bought a vintage Chevrolet Bel Air. Still there's a footprint you cling to. It's something you can't shake. It's a need that won't diminish. A bond that will not break. Your footprint, your history, it's who you are. And home's a place of comfort where nothing's ever forced. Then over dinner with your parents, they tell you they're getting divorced. Then you have a calm revelation there as your world seems to blow up in your face. You see that footprints don't belong in just one place. They're in the life you've led, but they're not firmly rooted. They will multiply and spread on the path that lies ahead. Yes, your footprint goes with you. It's something you don't lose. From the family you were born with to the family that you choose. Your footprint, your history, it's who you are. And the universe gets larger, and the cosmos will expand. But one thing never changes. Your footprint is right where you stand.
Never thought that I could ride so high without you. Everything I've got's so good, but not without you. And suddenly nothing feels quite right. Why does the sunshine feel like night? I'm only pretending I'm alright without you. Now what's a macaroni without the cheese? Or peas in a pod without the peas? That's the way I feel when there's a me without you. Guess I miss you.
It doesn't really matter how high I climb without you. Oh, I can't enjoy this lonely view when I'm without you. No one can make me laugh like you. Nobody turns my 1 to 2. Maybe that's why I feel so blue without you. So tell me what's the apple without the pie? Tell me what's the French without the fry? That's the way I feel when I know I'm without you. Guess I miss you. Guess I miss you. Won't you get here, my friend?
Bring my sunshine back again. 'Cause life's no fun when you don't come around. I guess I miss you. Guess I miss you.
In March, my whole world, and everyone else's, was turned upside down. All of the routines I had created and the secureness that I felt in them were stripped away. Instead of going to school and dance classes, I was spending Friday nights alone, fearing what was to come. But each day, I got a little more used to it. Each day, I got a little stronger. Stronger. It's a funny word, right? Usually used to describe the power someone has to lift heavy weights. But right now, we're all using that word to say that we're just getting by. Some would say that we've all gotten stronger, but part of me just keeps on doubting myself. So the question is, how are we supposed to continue on with life? Because that's what we're expected to do, right? We're expected to adapt and be okay with change. How? How am I supposed to continue on with life when I constantly feel like I'm caught in the rain? So is everyone else. And that's the beauty in all of this. We may not all be in the same lifeboat, but we're weathering the same storm. So instead of asking myself to be better or stronger, I'm just asking that I begin to see a world that's different. Because life is fleeting. And all we can do is enjoy it before it's over. An awkward girl with her guitar, keeping to herself. Friday nights alone with the records on her shelf. A waitress pouring ginger ale and Coke. Someone you ask out as a joke. I've been that girl who fades away, accepting what I've got, stuck in what I am and everything I'm not. I've only seen this tiny world I'm in, where I can only be what I've been. Say a world, beautiful and strange, spinning off somewhere, saying meet me there. Look how fast it runs away, singing follow close and reach for me. See that you've got so much more to be before it's over. Before it's over. I can't go write another song, too afraid to play or dream how things can change, but only see what's in my way. Can't go back to what I was before, now that I can see so much more. Say a world, beautiful and strange, on a one-way track, and it won't come back. Look how fast it runs away, singing follow close and reach for me. See that you've got so much more to be before it's over. I never even knew a world was waiting. Somehow something awful made that world appear. Maybe this sounds crazy, but I'm happy that it happened. Happy that I came. Happy that I'm here. I can see a world, beautiful and strange. Can you see it too? It's so close, don't let before it's over.
Mother cannot guide you. Now you're on your own. Only me beside you. Still you're not alone. No one is alone. Truly, no one is alone.
Sometimes people leave you halfway through the woods. Others may deceive you. You decide what's good. You decide alone, but no one is alone. I wish I know. Mother isn't here now.
Right things.
Who knows what she'd say?
Who can say what's true?
Nothing quite so clear now.
Do things, fight things.
Feel you've lost your way.
You decide, but you are not alone.
Believe me, no one is alone.
No one is alone, believe me.
You move just a finger, say the slightest word. Something's bound to linger, be heard.
No one acts alone. Careful, no one is alone.
People make mistakes. Others, people make mistakes. Holding to their own. Thinking they're alone. Honor their mistakes. Everybody makes one another's terrible mistakes.
Witches can be right, giants can be good. You decide what's right, you decide what's good. Just remember, someone is on your side, our side, someone else is not.
While we're seeing our side, maybe we forgot. They are not alone. No one is alone.
Hard to see the light now.
Just don't let it go. Things will come out right now. We can make it so.